Alright, this is going to be a quick video, but I wanted to do a quick little dive into the news that we got about Conor McGregor being announced to fight Max Holloway at UFC 329. I just can't believe it's 2026 and I'm actually going to be able to do a breakdown and deep dive into a Conor McGregor fight. Like, this is crazy. I never thought I would see this day. I thought that ship has sailed. But here we are, man. Conor McGregor, 2026. I don't know what to expect. It's weird. It's at welterweight, which I think changes the fight a lot. Initially, when I started seeing the rumors for this, and even up until a couple days ago, I was like, Max cooks Conor. Like, it's not close right now. Conor's been out for way too long. Max has fought high-level competition the whole time that Conor's been doing coke and riding around on yachts. So I just didn't have much faith in Conor McGregor being able to step back in there against someone like Max Holloway. But as soon as the fight was announced and I really looked at it, like, I don't know, I'm kind of getting that weird feeling. Mainly because I think the UFC obviously wants Conor McGregor to win, and I think putting the fight at welterweight really increases his chances, and I think they're aware of that. Now, I'm going to do a X's and O's actual breakdown of the fight, but for now I just wanted to go off vibes and what I'm feeling, and I still think it's very likely that Max Holloway smokes Conor McGregor. Maybe it's close for the first round, maybe the second, and then I think Conor would gas out and get finished, maybe get pieced up badly in the third, fourth, and fifth rounds. And I think that's most likely. I think that's the most likely outcome. But I think there's a chance that Conor could go out there and knock out Max Holloway. And I know some people might call me crazy for that, and I'm not saying it doesn't sound crazy. You know, he's been on a, 5-6 year layoff, and Max Holloway has gone up against top-level competition the whole time, so I obviously see why it sounds crazy, but at welterweight, I really think there's a chance. Max is not going to be welterweight size. Max is going to have to try to bulk up to welterweight in a 2-3 month period, and that's going to be extremely tough for him, while Conor is probably walking around at 200 pounds, maybe 190, so he's going to be the much bigger fighter, and that just makes me a little worried for Max Holloway. And I want to be clear that this has nothing to do with his performance against Charles Oliveira, because there's obviously the section of the fan base that is like, alright, Conor can smoke him, you know, Charles just whooped his ass for 25 minutes. But Conor is not a wrestler, he does not have jiu-jitsu, he does not have a submission game. So what Charles did to Max, I don't think Conor will be able to emulate. But at the same time, he will be the much bigger fighter, and Conor isn't not good at wrestling. Like, he's not a wrestler. He's not a wrestler. I'm not saying that, but he can hold himself on the ground pretty well, and I think against someone like Max at a big weight advantage, he could use that in his game plan. I don't think he will. Also, from a fan perspective, I don't think he wants to go out there and wrestle. I really don't think that. But if the striking is looking bad for him and he's getting pieced up on the feet, I think it should definitely be an option he has in the back pocket and know he can fall back on. But again, I do think the cardio and the output from Holloway will be tough for Conor to deal with, as Max is a very high volume puncher and the cardio is still elite. That is not a concern for Max, so if it does go into the fourth, fifth, even third round, I think Holloway's pace will probably take over the fight. And I think another advantage Max could use in the fight is his leg kicks. He's really used them a lot more the last couple of years and has found a very good way to implement them into his fight. So I think if he really pushes the leg kicks, that could be a very challenging aspect of the game for Conor to deal with. As we know, he's had the leg problems and wasn't really used to even getting hit with leg kicks the way people get hit with leg kicks now. So I think that could be a very big factor in the fight. So I'm not going to go too much into the matchup more than that. I want to save that for its own video, but I did want to go over the news and just go over the fight a little bit. And my early prediction is Max with a third, fourth, or fifth round knockout. But my hey man, hear me out prediction is Conor McGregor first or second round knockout, which I know I might get played a little bit for, but I really do think it's a possibility. And to briefly go over the rest of the card, I do think it's a solid card, but there's some interesting matchups on it. Like, I don't know why we had to have Ode Osborne versus Cody Durden open the card, but hey, I ain't making the matchup, so it is what it is. Tracy Cortez versus Wang Kong should be a good fight. Wang Kong is supposed to be a very good flyweight prospect. Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez should be a fun scrap, and Cody Garbrandt is at least a name that a lot of the Conor McGregor fans will know. We got two really big prospects, D. Penis and Luke Riley, making appearances on the card. And we also have Robert Whittaker making his move up to light heavyweight versus Nikita Krylov, closing out the prelims. And then the main card's pretty gas, I'm not gonna lie. Gable Stevenson's making his appearance versus Elijah Ellison. That should be a quick, fun fight. Gable Stevenson should destroy Elijah Ellison. Loney Kavanaugh is a big prospect, and he's getting a jump up against Brandon Royval, which should be a very fun, entertaining fight. Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista should also be a fun fight, but I'm not like, oh shit, Corey Sandhagen and Mario Bautista are fighting. You know, that's kind of like a throw-in fight for me a little bit. And the co-main is Benoit Saint-Denis versus Paddy Pimblett, which should be a good scrap for sure. I think Benoit has the chance to get him out of there, but I kind of lean with Paddy Pimblett on this one. And then obviously the main event of Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway, so I think this is a good card. I think it's I think it's a good card. I think it could use one or two more big names for the main card. I think the main card's a little weak name value wise, but I think they did a good job mixing in new prospects with some good, more known vet type fighters as well. So it's a good card. It was built pretty well, but I think it could be a little bit better. So those are my early thoughts for Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway and UFC 329 International Fight Week. Let me know what you thought about the news. Let me know what you thought about the card. And let me know who you think takes this one. And thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.